Hey guys, it's a girl.
Hey! Congratulations. Do you have any idea who the father is?
Shut up.
For story time.
All right, let's go. 3, 2, 1. This is Dr. David Jordan. Our mission is to intercept a research pod from Mars.
16 steps to fix a shower. I'm an astronaut, not a gym teacher.
This is the first capsule ever to come back from the planet.
We have visual confirmation.
I see it.
This could be a major scientific breakthrough.
Come on.
Woo! Cue Instagram!
We're looking at the first proof of life beyond Earth. Lowering oxygen, more carbon dioxide.
That's beautiful.
You're finally a daddy. It's gonna be a big custody battle over this one.
Are you gonna bring the Martian back to Earth?
No, we're gonna keep it up here. We're gonna study it where it's safe.
Look how fast it's growing. Every single cell is a muscle cell and a nerve cell.
All muscle, all brain. How smart is this thing?
What's going on?
No, you're not.
Get your goddamn hand off. What are we gonna do? There's a baby there. Open the door.
These creatures wiped out Mars millions of years ago. If we let it get to Earth,
Will risk all human life.
Let's kill the thing.
Good night, moon. Good night, room. Good night, cow jumping over the moon. Good night, light and the red balloon.
what is the primal instinct of any life form?
To survive.
Good night, stars.
We've lost all communication.
Good night, air.
We'll hit the atmosphere in 39 minutes.
We won't survive re-entry.
But it could.
Good night, noises everywhere.
Keep it going.
Skip up there, and
I did. I have energy. That trailer gave me some energy. I want to run from this alien.
I have a gift for you, by the way.
Let's do another round of applause for Rebecca, guys. Come on. Thank you so much for being here. Oh, Hershey's Kiss. That's so sweet. I'll save that for later.
It's from your green room.
And you hid that in your very stylish outfit. Let's give a round of applause for that outfit, by the way. You've dressed to the nines.
Thank you.
You know, what was it like watching that trailer for you? I'm sure that was a bit of an amp up, you know?
I love this trailer. There were lots of different trailers, but I think the music is really good. I think also the first time I saw it, I kind of saw the bits cut together for the first time. But it's great. It's exciting.
Yeah, and I was just telling you backstage, I got to see the movie early, and it stayed with me for a little while. It's really
you're
thrilling.
Still
it's
sweating.
really, I'm freaking out right now. That trailer brought me back. It's really scary. It's really thrilling. I mean, when you read it on the page, I mean, did it play out just as thrilling as it does on screen?
I mean, Rhett and Paul are incredible writers, and I knew that they had done Deadpool, so I thought, oh, it's a comedy act in space. This is great. No, I could barely sleep. I didn't actually want to continue reading. Yeah. And I remember calling the producer thinking, I can't do this. I can't hold this character. You need a microbiologist to do this one. Yeah. But it's phenomenal. Yeah. 10-minute talk with Danielle, and he told me his philosophy and what he wanted to do with this. And I thought, I need to get inside his brain.
Yeah, I mean, for people who don't know, Danielle Espinosa, who directed this, also did Safe House, which is one of the greatest thriller dramas with Ryan Reynolds and Denzel Washington that came out recently. How did he explain the movie to you? How did he pitch it to you when you met him?
Well, he basically said it's a film about space. There are lots of different characters. I think when Daniel talked to me about it, he knew that I was interested in the characteristic traits of these human beings. And I wasn't equally as interested in this kind of threat that actually we ourselves create. And that is interesting from a philosophical point of view. But he said if we take it out of the environment, if we take this thing out, it's still a wonderful character piece and a wonderful character to play.
And how did you guys all bond? I mean, you guys all play astronauts that are on the ISS, the space station together. Did they all get in a room together? Ryan Reynolds is a producer, right? So he was there pretty early as far as the project's concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jake and Ryan knew each other from before. I knew Danielle. I'd met Ari and Bakari. So basically, we kind of all had our jargon, which kept on going throughout the film with, I mean, a bit of jokes. Ryan was there 24/7, non-stop.
Yeah, he plays the comedy relief pretty well in this movie.
He's very good, but also what he does brilliantly is that kind of a subtle transfer to vulnerability and fear. And I think he has one of the better scenes in this entire film that I love. But what was great was Nigel Phelps, who is the production designer. He built the ISS, a replica of it. And I know a lot of people, maybe you, wanted to build your own spaceship when you were little out of blue paper. I did not. I was not very interested in that. But when I arrived set, I was like a little child running around, touching things. And he started going, don't touch, don't press the red button. I was going, what? What?
I mean, like you mentioned, you were a little nervous about playing a microbiologist. I mean, was there any sort of boot camp, any sort of training that they gave you to prepare to be an astronaut?
I was in contact with a microbiologist whose name I can't say, but she's sending samples out into space right now and studying this little particle. And that is phenomenal because I also got in her mindset of her goals and what if it doesn't work and what are the stakes and what can happen. And I mean, this film kind of resembles something that could happen in the near future.
I think that's what's so thrilling about it is, yes, there is a laboratory on the ISS. We are sending samples up there. And if we were to make contact with Mars, we would have a sample that we would keep on the ISS. So, what was it about that process that made it interesting to you to play an astronaut as an actor? Is that particularly appealing?
I just love that it was supposed to be zero gravity throughout the entire film. The idea of playing an astronaut, yeah, why not? But there comes so much more to it. The physical aspect of it. And when you go a bit deeper into it and thinking from a philosophical point of view, there is the claustrophobia of this sort of metal box in space, which, by the way, I would never do. Apparently you would.
Yeah. I told her I would absolutely sign up for space, although I don't know about after seeing this movie. I don't know about that. Exactly, what's it like to act like you're trapped, Is that something that takes a little while for you to get into?
Something incredible, and also Daniel's mind, the director, he said to us, there will not be a Calvin. You will not be working against any object or a tennis ball. Yeah. So
Calvin's the name that they give the Martian creature.
To humanize it, because that's what we humans do, to be able to control. But basically, he said, your fear is not the same as Jake's fear. Jake's fear is not Ryan's, Olga's, Hero's, Ari, and I'm so happy I got all the names there without stuttering. And that made an interesting choice. And you can also see this creature through other people's eyes.
What was it like acting while you're weightless or pretending to be weightless? Is that difficult?
Redonkulously hard. So we had this incredible stunt team that showed us how to move from A to B gracefully. And then we had Alexander Reynolds, who is an incredible movement coach, who showed us what happens to the body when you push, how do you rotate, and how hard do you rotate. And to find your own characteristic moves, the way you walk is not how I walk. Jake Gyllenhaal's character has been on that ISS for so long that he's kind of molded into it. My character was new on, so I could be a bit clumsy. Yeah. But then sometimes you find yourself hovering and thinking, I am looking so cool. I hope they are filming me right now. And then someone goes, and you missed your cue. Yeah, literally.
Was there a favorite scene for you to film that you can talk about? Obviously, there's a lot of spoilers that could arise in a discussion.
I think I love the scenes when we're all together because I know how hard it was. We were all either on wires, except Hero, because he's a martial artist, he's a champion. So he just stands on he basically levitates. And then Seamus McGarvey, the incredible photographer, he dances around us. And after a lot of mistakes of someone flying into someone, lots of al fresco situations going on, we just made it work. And that was such a high. When someone went up, someone went down, the camera went under, and it looked like a dance in water. Yeah,
I mean those group scenes are definitely some of the best and the most entertaining. I mean, what was it like? Between takes, were you guys able to find the levity in the moment?
Oh, as soon as they yelled cut, even before they yelled cut, someone was making a joke or someone flew out of frame. Or I know Ryan played a lot of music. He has great music taste.
Give us a little sample of
Well,
what's
I
on that.
can't because I've asked him to send me a list, like the playlist, but he apparently is
Let's
very
shoot it
busy.
out there to camera. Here we go. Ryan, send her the.
Yeah,
her
Ryan,
list.
could you just send it over to me? I've asked you so many times, but he does. It's phenomenal. And then offset, I think basically we're all just sitting like this, levitating, talking to each other.
And then, to do scenes like that with somebody and then have to, we're not spoiling anything. Some people die in this film.
Some people.
Yeah, some people might die.
Some
What's it
people.
like to watch, like to play, watching someone die? To get,
What do I say? Depends who. No. I think the specific deaths in these scenes were so extreme and they were under such extreme conditions. What I did love about it was my character is supposed to be the voice of reason, and she didn't have time for the emotional attachment to it. It is about firewall after firewall. It's about finding ways if the creature gets out. At the same time, the trauma's happening. It kind of has to land in post. I love that. I love our own different reactions to the death scenes. Yeah. And they're just awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're just great.
Completely awesome.
Death in space.
Death in space, exactly. Scary, scary stuff.
That's how we should die.
Sure. Tell me a little bit about what it's like, as an actor, you leave a project, the director Danielle takes it and he edits it and cuts it all together. And then you get that first look where it's all cut together. The music's in there, the sound effects are there. The creature is looking as it does. What's that like for you to watch that?
I was really nervous for this one. I don't think they were going to have a screening for me. And I called all the producers and said, that's not a good word I used. And they set up a screening. And I brought friends and family, because I can't sit there myself. And it was absolutely mesmerizingly incredible. And I think I'm very much for these open, the shots in the beginning and the long shots. Because when we shot it, it was a bit sequel, and some of them were shot together and took a long time. And the music, the score that Jon has done, it was beyond what I was expecting. Yeah.
It's beautiful on the big screen, and I highly recommend anybody see it on the big screen. And you guys just had a big premiere at South by Southwest.
We
did. Closed
did.
out the film festival. So what was that like watching it or being there in a room where people are, taking that in?
It was incredible because I've never been, first of all. They have the best tacos, just must say, the most incredible. But they're there because they love music, they love film. They're in jeans, they're in comfy clothes, they're there because of the culture of it. And I feel a part of it. And I have to say, I enjoyed it much more the second time than I did the first time. And their reactions, they would laugh at moments when I did not expect someone to laugh. I felt that everyone around me was like boiling pots with a lid just open now and then. You heard like a little or a little snort or something. It was beautiful response.
And were you surprised at the questions you were getting, once the screening wrapped up? When they come running up to you, I'm sure they had a lot to ask.
Well, a lot of people ask, by the way, don't. But there's a lot of the questions for how far away is Mars and what time is it on Mars. By the way, the same as ours, but 1 hour ahead.
Good to know.
Yeah,
We'll learn something.
I know that.
There we go. Yeah.
How cold is it? Yeah. But also, I felt, I shouldn't compare, but a lot of these people knew what they were talking about more than I did. I played along like I knew what I was talking about, but they were real fans of science fiction. And that's fun to meet. You kind of wish you had them before.
Yeah. Do you find that once you wrap a project, you take something away from you, like a little fact or a little skill? What are the skills or facts that you've picked up since, other projects have wrapped?
I thought you were going to ask me if I stole something.
Yes, obviously, yes. I want to know if you stole anything.
I try
Steal
and liberate something from every set. And my goal on this one was the watch that actually the astronauts...
It's a cool watch, yeah.
No, the astronauts had it. They'd worn it in space. I didn't take it. Oh. I did. I think, what did I take with me? I take experience from all of my co-workers, the way they work. It sounds cliche and boring, but I do. I didn't go to drama school. I watch my fellow actors, the way they maneuver, and the way they maneuver the other people on set. Are they kind? Are they selfish? how do you make a team collaboration work? Because it's one thing filming something on stage or on set, but to actually create a good environment for everyone, I find is one of the most important things of filmmaking as well.
Now, speaking about teams and team environments, you are signing back on for Mission Impossible. Is that true?
Yes.
There we go, another Mission Impossible. You're so fantastic. Rogue Nation was where you were first introduced to the franchise, and what was that experience like? And tell us a little bit about first meeting Tom and being part of that team.
Tom who?
Tom. What is his last name? Tom Cruise, just so everybody knows.
It is, it's one of those situations where I don't think it has landed yet what actually happened. I was on a camel in the desert shooting something called the Red Tent. My camel was called Barbie, which is just weird.
Camel name.
And I was on the camel and someone goes, by the way, sorry, Tom Cruise would like to meet you. And I thought, what? They said, yeah, Tom likes to meet you. Can we fly you to England and then back again to Morocco in 24 hours? And then from that day, it just rolled on. And I just don't think it ever landed in me what I had been a part of. This franchise that I have loved since I was young, from the first one with Kristen Scott Thomas. And I'm really happy that she gets to return because she is incredible. She's such a good character and fun to play. Chris really knows how to write for women.
She's incredible counterpoint to Ethan Hunt's character. She's kind of like the female Ethan Hunt, I would say. She's got all the skills. What's it like to learn those skills and be a part of his boot camp? I hear he has like a bit of a training session Tom hosts before those films start.
Well, he kind of has to. I mean, if you think about what we do all the stunts by ourselves. And some of them that I couldn't do, I have the incredible stunt team and Lucy Cork that jumps in and helps out. But I love that he helps me prepare, and he talks a lot about people fixing the safety for you, but it's your own responsibility. You double check, you triple check. You must understand how everything works before you throw yourself out. The man is on a plane. I'm not. That's the difference.
Yeah.
But what's great is he's so generous. He and Chris wrote this character who kind of became the equivalent to his character. And there were scenes where I thought he would get the knife fight at the end. And he said, no, Ilsa, this is Ilsa's fight. He made this character grow into what she then became.
I hear he even helps with the food situation.
You talk about the cooler bags?
Exactly, yeah, exactly.
Oh, the cooler bags, baby. I miss them. We're talking calorie counted, healthy, ecological, beautiful food. It's horrible when you go off it. Until you start eating a bit of M&Ms and then you leave a bit of them in the bag.
So when does that start up again for you? When do you have to start sort of focusing on that character again? Once you guys start filming.
I'm in prep right now. So after tomorrow, I fly back and doing my martial art training. And we start shooting, I think, first or second week in April in Paris. And then we go to New Zealand and then London.
Now, I know a lot of people are excited about Paris because they're thinking Tom Cruise on the Eiffel Tower. I mean, it's got to happen.
I don't know. I've emailed him and I said, honey, what's the next thing? And he goes, well, there are so many options. And I go, no, it's not an answer.
Maybe he goes up to space.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he does. I have no idea.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys all stay in contact in between films? I mean, Simon Pegg, Jeremy Renner, these are all, great, fun guys to be around. I'm sure those sets are really fun.
Yeah, and I think Simon is a really close friend of mine. And I think maybe because you're also based in England, as am I. And it's much easier. I mean, Renner's out flying and doing his stuff as well. Yeah. But yeah, we do. I mean, I try, and people who I like and I feel something with, and I get beautiful little support emails from Tom now and then. He checks up on people and just sort of supports the work that I've been doing.
Was there a favorite stunt you got to do in the last film? And what would you like to do in the next film?
Well, see, I loved Ilsa Faust's killer thigh move. Do you know the one when I jumped
up
on
the guy and cracked the neck?
And whipped him? Yeah, so I talked to Chris the other night, Macquarie, and I said, can we get the killer thigh move in? And I'd say that this is on camera, and he said yes.
I love that.
I know. I think we're getting it in. Wade Eastwood, the stunt coordinator.
I've talked to Wade. Yeah, he's fantastic.
You know
Wade?
I
know Wade. Yeah, he's an incredible stunt coordinator for these Mission Impossible films.
Wade is phenomenal. He made up these moves for my character because he knew that I danced. And he said, we're going to create a kind of a dance battling character for Ilsa because she's smaller than most of the men that she battles, or women. So she needs to get in, whip them down, and move out.
Well, I can't wait to see that in that next film for sure. That's a Build exclusive. You know, the killer thigh move is back in the next Mission Impossible. I love that. And you also, you got to see Hugh Jackman, who was here at Build series earlier, and you just worked on a project with him about the circus. Tell us a little bit about that.
He is like a potpourri of scrumptiousness. He really is.
Is he as charming as he just seems?
I mean, beyond. He's more charming than he seems. He is so generous. And also, I think I worked on this film that is, it feels like a bio for him, playing this P.T. Barnum character. He's such a thespian. He's a dancer. He's an actor. He's a musician. He's so happy and kind. And I was so nervous on that stage. I can whip ass. I mean, I have to train. But to stand in front of people and sing, or sometimes pretend to sing in someone's sort of voice, it's terrifying. And he would just be there on set with me every day and look at me and support me. And,
how was it to watch him sing? I'm sure maybe he got to sing for you a little bit. He's got a great voice.
Well, he's incredible. And he dances and he moves around. And also the sets are so colorful. I mean, it's a spectacle. I was sad because my character was in, and then I think they're continuing shooting now. I should probably go by. They're shooting here.
You should do a little set visit, you know? You should be allowed.
Camera. It's one of those rare occasions when I wrap a film. Usually I wrap a film and think, yeah, we're done. We're done. I'm moving on. Yeah. I wanted to come back. I could sit on a chair and just watch them. The music by Paul and Justin it's so mesmerizingly intoxicating. It's one of the, I mean, they won Oscar for the theme song in La La Land. It's just such a crew.
Yeah, I mean, to go from a music-based film to a thriller like Life and to an action series like Mission Impossible, I mean, it doesn't seem like you anticipated any of these moves. I mean, what would you like to do next? Is there something that's in your purview and in your sights?
I like flipping 180 degrees. I love the idea of that I've been able to play a police commissary in the Joe Nesbø film with Michael Fassbender in Norway, and then I go and do Mission Impossible, or then I go and do the Florence Foster Jenkins. They're all very different characters, and that's how I try and pick my roles as well. But it's hard. I mean, I'm grateful every time a script comes my way, and I think this could end tomorrow. Yeah. But I love throwing myself in hard situations and someone tearing the mat underneath my feet.
Well, you're doing a great job with it, and I guess we have some questions in the audience. So we're going to start right there.
Hi.
Did you watch any space movies for research to prepare for this role? And also, like, what's your favorite space movies?
Okay. I think I knew Alien so well, and I was a little bit scared that I would fall into the habit of trying to be the new Sigourney Weaver, which no one can, by the way, because she rocked it. But I think I try to disconnect myself from these characters and create my own. I know that Danielle, he always talks about walking with baby shoes in Master's big feet, the footsteps. No, I focused on the characteristic traits of the microbiologist and looking at astronaut videos, which, by the way, are so much fun. My favorite space movie is probably Moon with Sam Rockwell. That is such a good film.
It's an incredible picture. People haven't seen that. Okay, so the next question is right there.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Big fan of Mission Impossible 5. That was awesome. I just heard that Henry Cavill was a part of Mission Impossible 6.
I heard the other day as well. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's really cool.
Getting the news
That's
alerts
how
like
I
everybody
get the
else.
news.
Yeah, exactly.
Through social media.
Yeah.
It's good.
So my question is, I'm just curious, what made you get into acting in the first place?
I was asked to cast for this TV show. I called it a drama series, but actually it was a soap opera in Sweden. And I was really nervous. I did not like the attention of standing in front of people. I mean, you are a lovely audience, but this is quite horrible and scary, but you're being really nice. And then I stood in front of the camera and I felt really protected and cocooned. And it just kept on going from there. I was never sort of born into it. I got the chance and I took it, and I'm holding desperately onto it.
Absolutely. One last question right there.
It's a real pleasure meeting you. I really enjoyed you in Mission Impossible and Florence Foster Jenkins.
Thank you.
No problem. And I was wondering if filming Life helped you expand your horizons a bit.
It did, actually. And something I loved about this film, something that Daniel talked to me about when we were sort of doing the research, and the reason to why I should have done this film, because I questioned doing it. And he said, I love the mirroring of us taking something from its natural habitat. We put it behind firewall after firewall. We provoke it to get a reaction from it, and then we call it a threat. And it's kind of what we do to each other. And something absolutely wonderful is when you're on the ISS, there is gender equality. There is, no matter race, culture, sex, politics, you're there because you're the best person for the job, and nothing can work without you. And I think that's a beautiful mirroring to life. Thank you.
Great question. Well, Life is in theaters this Friday, and everybody should check it out on the big screen because it's definitely an event picture. And congratulations, and thank you so much for being here, Rebecca.
Thank you so
One more round
much.
of applause.
Thank you.